babes, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi beautiful faces, my name is Kayla. You can call me Kay, you can call me Kay, it's definitely up to you. What's good, what's poppin', what you doing, sis? Let me know down below in the comments. Hi babes. Okay, let's get into this chat because I've been getting the questions, I'm seeing your comments, and we're going to get straight into it. This is going to be the story time on my labor and delivery where I actually just talk through it and let you guys know how my experience was. So if you're interested, stay tuned, watch the entire video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up because you're going to like it. Drop your comments down below. If I don't answer any of your questions or you have more questions, please feel free to go ahead and comment them because I am going to do a separate Q&A on your questions. I just want to go ahead and get my story time out there so you guys know how great labor and delivery can be. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Let's go. Okay, babies, jumping straight into it. I am a first-time mom. I am 27 years young now. I turned 27 August 12th, 5 days before I had my baby girl. So let's go ahead and talk induction. The first thing is I did schedule an induction for August 16th. This is what I discussed with my doctor. This is what we thought was best for me because we wanted to avoid preeclampsia. And I was already showing symptoms of having preeclampsia or possibly seeing preeclampsia in the future. So during my pregnancy, I talked about this several times in my other videos and on TikTok and some on Snapchat. I was experiencing some high blood pressure. Now, high blood pressure does run in my family, so make sure that you are in tune with your family history, your mom, your dad, both sides of the family, because it may not run in your family, but you still can experience it. Just with stress, working, while pregnant, all of those can play a part in it. So I did experience some spikes in my blood pressure throughout my first trimester. This is when we first noticed it, and we just decided let's go ahead and start tracking it. So I kept track of it. I have a little log that I keep of all of my blood pressure. I got a blood pressure machine. You can get one from CVS. Very obtainable. You can even go and get it checked at CVS, Walgreens, even in some Targets. So once we noticed this, every doctor's appointment, we would check my log. We would see if I had any spikes. We would try to figure out what might have elevated my blood pressure that day. And a lot of it at the beginning of my trimester was just the stress of work, trying to get in the groove and get us to a good point because I am a retail manager. So I did struggle a little bit with trying to maintain and ease out of everything at the same time. I wanted to leave work at a good standing. That's just me. So with preeclampsia and my blood pressure, we kept a tight eye on it. I want to say a tight eye. My first, second trimester, I was really good at keeping a log. Pregnancy brain is a thing. Give yourself some grace because I did forget some days. But even with those spikes we noticed, my blood pressure got better. I saw the signs of maybe work and maybe stress. I didn't give up, but I did just give myself more time with work. And I expressed my restrictions and everything that I discussed with my doctor with other managers at work, so they also held me accountable. So just take accountability for those things and keep them on your mind because it is important for your safety and the baby's safety. So okay, fast forwarding, we discussed induction. We got it scheduled at my 38 weeks appointment. I was going every week, so 39 weeks I was going into the hospital. We knew we were going to be having a baby. Great. So we go into the hospital. They have record from my doctor, of course, and my OB that I have high blood pressure. So I'm hooked up to blood pressure machines. I'm getting that checked every 30 minutes. And then if anything spiked, the machine made a noise. So that is the beeping or the little singing tune that you hear in my video. I had no idea what it was until like maybe late in the night. I was like, maybe it's my blood pressure because I could see my blood pressure on the machine as well. And I was like, that number was kind of high. But I also experienced spikes in my blood pressure when I would go through a contraction. So also take that in consideration. If you're experiencing pain or sickness in your pregnancy, that might be causing you to have high blood pressure. So it might not be something that runs in your family, but you could experience it. Everybody is different. So, okay, it's induction day. I was told to eat a big meal, eat whatever you're craving, eat up into 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, midnight, nothing else. I could not consume anything else, only water. And when I got to the hospital, I was on a strictly liquid diet. So I prepared my meal of choice: roast potatoes, carrots, celery. I got the biggest roast I could find. The roast cost $27. It was as big as my head, and I have a pretty big head. Took up a large crock pot. I made sure my broth was good. I wanted to have it on a bed of rice. I made cornbread muffins. It was very good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have that very soon again. Okay, so I made my meal, had my meal about 8:30. Now, of course, if you're anything like me, I treated my induction date like the first day of school. I was very excited. I was nervous. I was anxious. I'm feeling all of these emotions. I didn't want to eat. I had to make myself eat. So I ate. I slept maybe a good 4 hours, and then I was up at 2 a.m. anxious, nervous. So I got up, I prayed over my house, I set the tone that I wanted to go into my induction peaceful, happy, joyful, and that's exactly what I did. So we get to the hospital. I'm at the hospital. I waited around for about an hour in the lobby, and I wasn't feeling contractions, but I couldn't sit comfortably. So I decided to walk. I'm walking in the waiting room until they call my name, and I asked my partner to go get our bags, because we did leave our bags in the car. You don't have to take your hospital bags in until you're actually in the hospital. You're not going to need anything right away. The hospital does provide everything. So I wasn't worried about my bags, but because we were sitting there for so long, I was like, man, I could be doing my makeup. Go ahead and get the bags. They called me immediately. So I go to the back, and my nurse comes in. She introduces herself. She's writing everything on a whiteboard. She asks me to go ahead and get changed into my gown, and I do. I put on the hospital gown. I'm perfectly fine with the hospital gown. I'm comfortable. They're gonna separate mom from partner or the baby's father for a while. They're gonna ask you questions just to make sure mentally you're okay, you're willing and able, and the baby's going home with you. Things like that to make sure you're safe and the baby's going home to a safe environment for your safety. Please answer those questions truthfully, ladies. I know everybody's situation is different, so just do what you're comfortable with and let them know what you're comfortable with. So we get those out the way, maybe another 30 minutes until my baby can come back there. So I'm just like, I miss him. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I don't want to go to sleep till he's back here. I know he went and got our bag, so I'm letting him know what room we're in. Cool. They finally get him in there, and I'm hungry. I'm watching TV. I'm clammy, nervous, sweating a little bit, and yeah, no progress. We do a cervix check right away. The cervix checks do not hurt. I got cervical checks after like 35 weeks, 36, 37, 38 weeks. When I was going weekly to the doctor's office, my doctor's visits, I got the cervical checks. Now, I didn't get a membrane sweep or anything like that until I was in the hospital on my induction date. So we get the cervix check. She tells me the same thing I've been hearing for those last 3 weeks. You have not progressed. You're barely a fingertip. Your cervix is all still there. Great. So this is the medicine we can give you. We're going to do this medication. It's going to be inserted right by your cervix. And yeah, it's going to help ripen the cervix, get that process going. You know, we're going to sit it there. It's going to take about a few hours, so we'll come back and check on you in 3 hours. Great. So I get the first dose of that in my cervix. Basically a cervix check. They're going to do the same thing, put the medication up there. Great. Okay. Comfort level, it's uncomfortable, but it's not painful. If you can take the cervix check, you can take this dose of medicine. So I did take that several times. It did help me progress. This medication does help you progress up to like 3 centimeters. But you have to go through those hours, those 2 to 3 hours of waiting. So my delivery did not happen on my actual induction date. So I go through that first dose. We're about a centimeter dilated. Okay. Do you want to take the second dose? Second dose it is, because I'm not leaving without a baby. This hospital specifically that I delivered at is in Memphis, Tennessee. It's Baptist East, and they specialize in delivering babies. That's how my doctor said it to me. The doctors that were in the room, not my actual delivering doctor, but everybody that helped me, assisted me, the nurses, they specialize in delivery. That's what they kept telling me. We're going to get this baby out of here. Okay. So we get on our second dose. Second dose, I'm eating applesauce packets at this time. Before I get my second dose, I think my mom is there. If she's not there, my boyfriend is there. He's giving me applesauce packets. We're sneaking in, kind of eating the liquids that they're bringing me. I'm staying hydrated. I'm drinking my water. I had my Stanley with me. I'm drinking my water. They're bringing me like apple juice. They're bringing me apple juice, cranberry juice, grape juice, Sprite, chicken broth, stuff like that. That's what they're bringing me. All liquids. No, we had the applesauce puree pouches that I get from work. That's what I was eating. You know, that's kind of a liquid, right? It's not a solid. I don't know. That's what I was eating. I had like 2 of those, and I did drink all the fluids they brought me except that chicken broth. I did try that chicken broth. It's disgusting. It's not seasoned. They would bring you like a salt packet, a pepper packet. No, thank you. I couldn't do it. Okay, so we get the second dose. Second dose gets me to 2 centimeters. We're 2 centimeters dilated. Okay, great. We're going to do a third dose. The third dose got me to 3 centimeters. So all these increments of 3s, I was waiting about 9 hours before I got my 4th dose. So before that third dose, we go ahead and do a membrane sweep. Now, a membrane sweep felt like a cervix check, but on top of that, they're going to sprinkle a little Shazam on it. They're going to sprinkle a little zhuzhing on it, and they tickle the baby's head. So you're going to feel like a little massaging in this motion. I don't know which way, but it's a little massage, okay? Yeah, that took the cervix level of pain till about a 2. Not really painful, a lot more uncomfortable, and if your doctor doesn't tell you this, take your fist, ball up a fist, put them right under your tailbone, and kind of elevate. That helps with the cervix checks, so that did help, and then breathe through it, okay? So it was about a 2. Very uncomfortable though, and she didn't warn me. Great, surprise. Okay, so I was like, what's that? Oh yeah, we did a membrane sweep. You know, we massage, tickle the baby's head. Great. Okay, get the next dose of medicine. 3 centimeters dilated. Okay, at this point, the contractions are worsening. They're getting worse. And at first, I didn't know that I was having contractions. I didn't know. So I'm looking at the monitors. I'm hearing the beeping. We're looking at the beeping. We're hearing the baby's heartbeat. And I'm like, oh. My mama is reading the contractions to me at this point. She was like, you just had one. So I'm asking the nurse, I'm like, have I had any contractions? And she was like, yeah, you've had a few. You were having them earlier. And I was like, wow, okay, I might be able to do this. Originally, I wanted to have a natural birth, unmedicated. No. So, yeah, after that third dose of medicine, after the membrane sweep, that was at the wall. Not a question. I'm not doing it unmedicated anymore. So it was very, very, I don't want to say easy, but I got really, really lucky. Let me say that now. I was blessed and so lucky. I don't really believe in luck. I kind of am a lucky person. I want to consider myself lucky. Like, I might find the occasional $1, $5, $20. I might even find a $100 bill. You know, I might get some luck, but I'm not lucky. I'm very blessed, and I was blessed to have a pretty smooth pregnancy and labor and delivery. My nurses, my doctors, the staff were great to me. They checked on me. They ensured that I was comfortable. They pretty much walked me through everything that we were doing, discussed everything with me. So, grateful. The contractions do get worse though, guys. Like, they feel like period cramps. It's a crampiness feeling, but it's also like a tightening. Like, never really felt it before, but that's what it feels like. And when I started feeling them, I could feel them. They were definitely doing something. They were contracting. And I was okay with that. I breathed through them. I read my daily affirmations. I prayed. I held my partner's hand. You know, I tried to keep my mind off of it. I did my makeup. And with doing the induction and the process of induction, you're given like that grace. So I could walk around the hospital. I was able to get the yoga ball and bounce on the yoga ball. I was able or offered the peanut ball. If I wanted the peanut ball, I could reposition myself in bed. I could do all of those things to make myself more comfortable. I could have my fan on the railing of the bed when I was hot. I could get up and go to the bathroom on my own. We can get those monitors off and I can walk the hospital if you ask, So take advantage of all of that because that did help with the pain. So my contractions were pretty much at a 5 at this point. So I could breathe through them. I can take them, I can talk through them. I'm watching TV. I'm okay. I'm scrolling. I'm making my content, my TikToks, my short form content, all of that. I'm getting the videos and the pictures. I'm enjoying labor. Now, later through the night, we got to break my water. So we go ahead and break my water because my water has not broke yet. After we break my water, this is when it gets really real. And I'm just being honest. I don't want anyone to be scared. This was the most euphoric experience. And if you're pregnant, expecting, getting ready, preparing for labor, you're going to enjoy it. Just make the most of it because this pregnancy is getting ready to come to an end. So it was very bittersweet. So we're breaking my water. I'm still going through contractions, I'm going through the motions, but we're about to break my water. The nurse that's breaking my water is the same nurse that did the membrane sweep without telling me. So she told me about breaking my water. She was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and break it. We're gonna speed up this process, get you out of here. We specialize in delivering babies. Understood. The tool, it's about this long. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can look it up. I'll put it on the screen. The tool can be intimidating. It looks like a crochet needle, kinda. I looked it up immediately when she said it. So I look it up. I'm like, ooh, I see it. I'm like, ooh, okay. But you're gonna prepare like a cervix check. They're gonna attempt to break your water. Great. Breathe. I just had to breathe through it, and I'm feeling it for you because it took 3 attempts before we could break my water. It's not an easy process, and hopefully you don't have to sit there through it 3 times. They're going to be pushing and, trying to help assist you with breaking it, and hopefully it breaks. That 3rd time, it broke. This did bring tears to my eyes. I'm not going to lie to you. That pain went from like a comfortable 5 to a solid 7. Just that pain alone, and the contractions were not involved. So after this, the sac is now gone. You're going to have that gush of fluid. You're going to continuously feel that. It's just going to feel like you're peeing on yourself. It's a little uncomfortable, but you'll get used to it. Still no medicine right now. Everything is still unmedicated. I'm going through these contractions and this pain. Now there's no sac. There's no barrier between mom, cervix, and baby. So now I'm feeling everything. My baby is just moving and very active, like she's down or dropping, and I had yet to drop during my pregnancy. So I'm thinking I dropped. She dropped. Great. She still had not dropped. She was just very active, prying and sitting and doing whatever she was doing on my pelvic. I can feel it all. So my contractions definitely progressed really fast. So by this point, I'm breathing through them, but I really can't breathe through them because they're that fast. They're like 5 minutes apart. It wasn't consistently 5 minutes apart though. So I'm like, okay, medicine. So this next time they come in and they check me, I'm like 3.5 centimeters dilated, but my water's broke. The process is processing. They're like, okay, we'll do one more dose. We do another dose, and I also start my liquid IV, my fluids. We get that running because without taking your fluids, you cannot get your epidural. So I did let her know, like, let's go ahead and start that because I need the epidural. So I do get the epidural. This needle is very long. I have to be hunched over. It's going in my back. Very long needle. I've already had several car accidents, back pain. I'm carrying heavy. I have a belly. This was kind of uncomfortable. The pain of the needle, not really painful, but it was like a 3. Be very still. Don't move. You are going to tense up. Try to be as comfortable with it as you can. But it was like a level 3 for pain. You have to breathe through it. Definitely breathe through it because you're still going to also be feeling those contractions. You're not numb yet. So breathing, no one can like touch you. You can't really hold your partner's hand, or I didn't have my partner's hand to hold, but my nurse was there, so I wanted to hold her, but I didn't hold her. So just try to be comfortable and very still. My epidural was successful, very successful. You're gonna go through that contraction, get the needle in, they're gonna tape the needle on your shoulder, wherever they're gonna tape it on you. After one contraction, I was numb. He was like, did you feel that? Feel what? That second contraction, I didn't feel it. He was like, you just had another contraction. The medicine is working. Okay, great. Now that's kind of on a drip bag, I believe, so they can take that up or whatever, give you another dose of that if needed later. So that's great, because I was like, as long as I got that medicine, I might be okay, and I was. So at this point, I'm on the epidural, I'm on Pitocin at this point. We got that other pill. They're like, try to get some sleep, try to get some rest, and I'm more comfortable now. I'm able to rest. I can get some sleep because I don't have to breathe through every contraction. I'm not feeling those contractions anymore. So that did eliminate the stress, that alleviated the pain, and I was more comfortable now. Now, I was completely numb past my belly. Like, I could feel little flutters, but I didn't really feel kicks or all the movement, but I could hear the baby's heartbeat, so I knew she was fine. And I could hear my monitor, my blood pressure was coasting. It was great. And when she would come check on me, okay, the next check, I'm 4 centimeters dilated. We made it to a solid 4. Now, this is later in the night. I'm like 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning at that point, and I'm 4 centimeters dilated. We can feel baby's head. Baby's good. Mommy's good. I have a catheter at this point. I'm no longer able to get up and go to the bathroom by myself. Still staying hydrated. I'm a little hot. Medicine is kind of making me a little drowsy, so at this point I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm probably repeating myself. So my mom, my boyfriend, they go to sleep as well, and we try to sleep through the night. Now, she does come check on me, my night nurse, every 2 hours. So she's going to do a cervix check. She's going to check me. She's going to check, make sure everything's okay. She's going to change my bedding because at this point I'm still leaking, stuff like that. Very comfortable. Now, my little old nurse, Hope, was great. Very great. Hope, Madison, all of them were great. I believe I had Madison that night before morning, and Madison was so petite. I want to say she might have been expecting, and she was moving 243 pounds. Okay, those legs might be a good 150 on their own. The rest might be my head and my torso, but moving my legs, she was so good to me, and I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's all dead weight. And yeah, she did what it do though. She made it do what it do. She would pull me over, move me, adjust me, reposition me because I could no longer like lift myself up, turn over and stuff on my own. So she would help me, and I was grateful for that because she made sure that I was comfortable. And if I wanted to turn over on my side, she would help me reposition the monitors, everything like that. Great. We were 4 centimeters until like 4 o'clock in the morning. So my cuff was still checking my blood pressure every 30 minutes, so that was kind of a little harder to sleep through, but I did get sleep. But okay, we're checking at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know, she was just making sure I was okay. I don't think we did a cervix check at this point, but 6 o'clock came and we did another cervix check, and my boyfriend was kind of waking up, and I was pretty much up at this point, and she was like, I definitely feel a head and hair, like a lot of hair, but I don't feel the cervix. What? No cervix. I'm like, finally, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You've been checking me all night. I'm still numb. I don't know if we increased the medicine, if she gave me another dose, but I'm still numb. I feel exactly how I felt before I went to sleep. Great, I'm ready to push right now while I still feel like this. So she was like, well, I have some other patients. I'm going to go check on them. I'm going to get someone else to come in here, get a second opinion. Great, okay, let's get that. I'm waking my mama up. Mama, get up. Okay. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning, waiting on them to come back. She had like a whole floor of women getting ready to give birth. We all at the same time, like cervix gone, ready to push, screaming. It was like several other people, moms, like 4, maybe going natural. They had came in through the night, They weren't scheduled inductions. They were in labor already, actively. So I'm like, well, I'm ready right now. Get the doctor. So this is like 6:45, 6. It's almost 7 o'clock. Get the doctor. Come back. Now, I'm ready. So, okay. I haven't practiced pushing. I don't know what pushing is. Give yourself grace. That's all I can say. So I started praying. I'm looking at my mama. I'm like, I need you right here. I need my baby right there. I need somebody right here. Get my fan. I'm clammy. I'm sweating. I'm hot because it got real quick. And ready to push. So my doctor comes in. She's like, okay. Breaking the bed down. They broke the bed down so fast. I didn't know the bed could break down. They broke the bed down. They got me in this throne-like position. I was kind of sitting upright like this, but I was on the edge of the bed. My legs were in the floor clips, whatever they're called. My legs were in them. My baby had to help hold my legs up. I had to put my arms, my hands behind my knees and push. Now, they're going to tell you that it's going to feel like pooping. Poop. If you poop, poop. Because I promise you, I was straining what felt like straining because I didn't know what a push was. My first push, I probably didn't even push. I was just making faces like I was pushing. I was, lines in my forehead. Yeah, I was making sure I had those and balling up my fist behind my leg. And I was like, yeah, just push. Push. Hopefully it goes smoothly and you're awesome at it, because you might not be, and I wasn't. But eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna just act like I'm pooping. I don't really have problems pooping, so I was like, let's strain to poop. And that's what I did. About 20 minutes later, one bad push and 12 good pushes, my baby was here. Now, it took a while. Getting that head out definitely took a while. They had to get Johnson & Johnson baby wash, and if you got the castor oil, if the castor oil is an option, get the castor oil. Let them put it on you, because the baby soap worked though. Not gonna lie, it helped get the head out, because I was like, I don't know what's going on. So the head is gonna be the definite push, getting the push or whatever. That's gonna be the one part that might take you out. But hang in there, okay? The rest of it is like a slippery slope. It's gonna be very easy and right downhill. So great. 20 minutes later, baby girl was here. My experience, definitely a 10 out of 10. I definitely recommend an epidural. Get the medicine if you're offered medicine, or if you have a birth plan. I had a birth plan. They're going to ask you if you have one. If you want to talk about it, please discuss it with your nurses and everyone that's going to be in the room with you. Tell them what you're comfortable with. If you want the dim lights and all the things I'm sure you saw on social media or you've heard other people talk about. If you want to have your music in your playlist and you want the peanut ball, get all of the things that you're going to want or you think might make you comfortable, because this is your experience. You get what you need to get through. Period. I got the epidural. Get the epidural. Now, I've heard that it's not successful with everybody, and again, I know you have to be very still. If you're in too much pain or if you're too far along, like if you're, I don't know what the cap is, but if you're 7 or 8 centimeters dilated, it might be too late. So don't wait until it's too late. And anesthesiologists are on call, so you don't want to wait again until it's too late. So you want to get that medicine as soon as you're like at the breaking point. Again, when I couldn't breathe comfortably through my contraction, when I was at the point where I didn't want to talk, I'm in a big I'm trying to catch my breath. Give me the whatever I gotta start right now. I need to start it right now. Get the drip, the bags, the fluids, get all of those fluids in now so you can get that medicine, because it might take them 30 minutes to an hour to get to you. So keep that in mind. Get the pain medication, whatever they offer you, get it. Now, after the baby, I did have like rubbing that caused like a little, not tears, but like cuts. So I had to get dissolvable stitches to get those together. It came from her hair rubbing, like coming out. They said it was like similar to like cuts from shaving. So very small stitches, maybe took like 10 minutes to get those. I got like 4 or something like that. And they cleaned me up. It was a nurse that like wiped me down, had the prairie bottle and cleaned me. They changed my gown because of course blood was exchanged and stuff like that. Baby girl was weighed, everything with her was taken, her vitals and stuff like that. They're gonna ask if you want the drops on their eyes, if you want to get the shots. Get the stuff at the hospital. It's fine, because you might not have another doctor's appointment with your baby for a while. Like, we did have an appointment before she was even like a week old, but that might not be recommended for you and your baby. So go ahead and get whatever shots they recommend at the hospital. I'm sure they're good for the baby. Even in your last few weeks of your third trimester, I was offered shots and things like that for mommy that also helped with the baby being in my stomach. So I did get those personally. So make sure you're taking advantage of those so baby girl doesn't, or baby boy doesn't have to get so many shots at the hospital. But I went with whatever was recommended at the hospital as well. Yeah, so once baby girl was good, we got me good. After another hour or so, we did go to our actual room where we had to stay 24 hours, and I got the heating packs, I got the medicine, I got the stool softeners, get everything that they offer you. They did not have like the tux pads, the cooling packs and stuff like that. So your postpartum care, if you are packing your hospital bag, you definitely want to make sure you have yours, because your hospital may not offer them. If you don't take a tour of your hospital or ask, if you didn't get a welcome packet or something like that that told you that it's going to be in there, don't assume that it will, because it might not be something that they have accessible. So your tux pads, your witch hazel wipes, or your popsicle pads, if you made any with aloe vera and stuff like that, make sure you have those packed and ready in a cooler or whatever. Heating pads, your fan, prairie bottles if you have a personable one, because the one from the hospital might not be that great. Hey, now definitely take advantage of what they give you. They're going to give you like disposable briefs. I use theirs. I kept mine in my bag. They're going to give you a prayer bottle. Use theirs. So you can use those items, but you can also use the ones that you have. Again, they didn't have the tux pads. If you have a C-section, you might want those tux pads. You might want the dermoplast. They didn't have those things. And luckily, I didn't need them. But you should definitely make sure that they're essential in your bag just in case, because you never know. You might need that emergency, the emergency C-section. So make sure you have those options just in case. Within those 24 hours, I had to go to the restroom 2 times assisted. My nurse definitely came in, checked on me, checked my vitals, made sure my bleeding was okay, assisted me with going to the restroom. She just made sure that I could get up on my own, make sure I wasn't dizzy, feeling lightheaded. Asked me that I want the medicine, the stool softener. I got those right away. And we also got heating packs. So I didn't have to use my heating pad, because again, what they offered me, if it was something I felt like I needed, I went ahead and took advantage of it. I'm getting the bill anyway. So I did ask for the heating packs, and they were ones that you could put right in your briefs. Meanwhile, I would have to plug in my heating pad, take up an outlet, lay it on the bed. I could put these right on the situation that it was bothering me. So I liked it 10 times better. Did get that. After a while, I was able to eat. Now, I didn't wait too long to eat after delivery. While I was waiting, before I could go up to my room, I did have breakfast, because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I had breakfast by like 8:30. My best friend went and got me Wendy's. So as soon as I could eat, I was eating. Now, when I got up there, it was almost 12, so almost noon. So they did bring me lunch. At this point, I could have food. And for dinner, I got Dixie Queen. Get whatever meal you want. Have someone go get it, pick it up. If they wanted to come see my baby, they had to bring something that I wanted. And I also requested phones at the door. I didn't want anyone to take pictures of my baby right away. And I didn't want anybody to post my baby right away. So if you have rules and boundaries, make sure you set those in place as soon as possible as well. Let your friends and family know what you want and what you ask of them, so there's no confusion, no complications or things like that. And that's pretty much what I did. That's how my experience was. The baby bassinet is not going to be fully stocked, but your nurses will bring you more supplies: Pampers, wipes, burping cloths or little cloths to wipe after burping, formula if you're formula feeding. I'm combo feeding, so they brought me formula to feed the baby. They checked on me. Lacticians are going to be available as well if you're breastfeeding, pumping. They're going to help you with the latching and stuff like that. So ask your questions as well. Latching, my baby girl is not doing the best. She will latch, but she won't stay latched. So I'm exclusively pumping at this point, but do what works for you, definitely. But that is going to be the end of the story time. That's going to conclude this video. If you watched this far along, I really hope that you got some answers, or this makes you feel a little more comfortable with your induction, your delivery, labor, or answer some questions that you might have had if you're delivering at Baptist East, or if you're here in Memphis, Tennessee, or period as an expecting mom. I wish you all the best. Congratulations to you all. If you're thinking about it, or just do it. I promise you this is going to be a life-changing experience, but it's going to be worth it. Every penny, every inch of it is going to be worth it. Every bit of pain is going to melt away once you see that baby's face, and I'm in love. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in today's video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. I am going to be doing a separate video answering your questions, because I know I didn't probably answer everything that you have, but if I can, I will answer anything that you have and that you comment. So make sure you do that. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn the subscribe button gray, because we don't like red over here. Okay, and without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.